guys, gals, and my non-binary pals. Welcome to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. It's time for your midweek political briefing. The boys are here to keep this current political dumpster fire to a smolder. Let's cut through the poo-poo and throw a little light on the chaos before it. Holy moly! Take it away, gentlemen.
Cutting through a little stank with The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Back at it for your midweek political review. Thanks for checking in, joining the chat room. Oh, yes, people are coming in now as we speak.
Yay.
We welcome you.
Trying to shake off the stink. Although remember, once you put out the dumpster fire, you still have got a dumpster. So it's still going to stink.
Yeah, you got to clean it up. It could take a while, dude. So, yeah, that's what we're hoping for. We're going to go over all the need-to-know news thus far into the week. And you say, Nick, it's only Tuesday, for crying out loud. There's not that much shit going on. Well, yes, there is.
Well, there's enough. That's for sure. If you want to reach us directly, like so many people are, what up, Sean? Go to thevocalminority.net. That is our website. And we'll talk.
Yeah.
Right.
There are fantastic people that reach out to the website, dude. So, I always say, yeah, go to the website, dude. See what's going on over there. I mean, there's not a lot, but if you write to us, then there's a lot.
That's what it's there for, really. I mean, what else would we need it for in this day and age? You can find all of our content really here on the Really American channel. You guys get the full video version of the show, but do us a favor. Go find us on a audio podcast site and hit subscribe to that thing as well.
Yeah, we're trying to make leaps and bounds, and with your help, we're having a lot of success with that. So,
sure.
Hopefully, it's just going to keep growing, and we'll be able to bring you bigger, better, more, bigger things.
We're the news Viagra around here. Okay, just keeps growing and getting bigger and better. So tune in for that. And I hope not everyone is melting. I know my part of the country here in the West Coast, Northern Nevada, Northern California, it's fucking hot outside right now. So. Thank Jeebus, I got some air conditioning going on.
Show off. Well, what's the temp there, dude?
What is it, 90 outside right now? I'll give you an exact number since you're putting me on the spot. Okay. It is, 89. I'm sorry. I lied. I lied to the audience.
You did. We're looking at 88 right here. And, it's hot because I'm in a tiny room with no air conditioning. So if I pass out during the show, just keep it going, dude. Keep it rolling.
Good. Hey, listen, last show we were having weird technical problems where our videos were playing small. I think we figured that out. But what the... our comment section on our end, I don't know what you guys see, it's fluttering up and down. It makes it so hard to select a comment to put on the screen.
Yeah, it sure does. What the heck, dude?
You see that too, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. All right, we will persevere. Let's talk news, because this first story is a bizarre one.
Yes, it is. Okay, let's get in.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Hey, I got one on the screen. Good.
There you go. I noticed if you scroll all the way up, then it stops it. I don't know.
Yeah, but then I can't put the new ones on.
Well,
what the hell, man. We're streaming live on MySpace today, so see it again.
Right. There is a weird story, Steve. Give it to us, because I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this. It's just picking up steam within the last hour. I've seen a few people talking about it, so it's fairly new and undercover.
Listen, to some extent, we got to read between the lines on this story, but I think it's relatively obvious when you spell it all out, as I will for you now. Mysterious request for unapproved drug raising questions about Trump's health. Here's the deal. A new drug out that, I don't know if I'm saying this right, retatrutide. Is that close enough?
Retatrutide, yes.
Okay, retatrutide, Ratatouille, is a new weight loss drug, which that's become a whole thing in this country, and it has not yet been approved by the FDA, okay? New drug, not yet approved, experimental.
Aimed at only the obese, mind you, okay? This is not for just, I want to drop 5 pounds, you know.
Yeah, it's supposed to do, offer, quote, surgery levels of weight loss. That's severe weight loss then. So, but I don't know. Some of these weight loss drugs have multi-functions, I suppose, but this brand new one, not yet approved. According to multiple news sources now, a 79-year-old man has requested access to it back in April. Sources indicate the man might, in fact, be President Trump, and I'll elaborate as to why they think that. Millions of Americans with obesity are eagerly awaiting a powerful new drug from Eli Lilly called retatrutide, whatever, which has demonstrated, like I said, surgery levels of weight loss. But STAT news organization has learned that Eli Lilly and the FDA, Trump's FDA, have allowed one person to gain access to the drug through the FDA's compassionate use program. This is a special program that gives patients with serious and immediately life-threatening medical issues access to experimental treatments.
Oftentimes, if you're fighting something like cancer and you're like in end stages or something like that, a lot of companies will say, okay, let's give you the chance to try this drug before it's been released through the FDA, because you're probably going to die if you don't. So we'll try and give it to you.
It's exactly what I was going to say. You're probably fucked anyway. So what does it hurt to start throwing experimental drugs at you?
Yeah.
Let's see. This article continues. This person was a 79-year-old man at the time of the request in April, which Trump was 79 then, according to 3 sources familiar with the matter. Those sources who requested anonymity due to fear of reprisals, which is another hint. They would not fear reprisal if this was just, some millionaire or something. They said it drew interest of top health officials, suggesting the person receiving this drug was well connected.
Yes. I mean, if it was something that worked, like the average person would want to scream about this drug from the rooftops, that like, oh, I tried it and it worked on me. Like, hey, we really got something here,
For sure. The person that requested the drug to treat the patient for refractory obesity with obstructive sleep apnea, which sounds right, and pulmonary hypertension, but it would have to be a severe version of that disease. Right. All of that describes Trump to a T right there.
Yes, 100%, dude. I mean, come on. Let me throw something else on this fire, okay?
Yes.
Because I have noticed, including today, I should have grabbed a clip of this, but I assure you that it was there. When Trump was at his rally at the Mack Truck Center, or, he went to go see the auto truck workers today. He mentioned Eli Lilly, and he was like, great company, Eli Lilly, love Eli Lilly. Like, come on, dude.
I know he's also bought stock in them, according to some of his recent disclosures.
Yeah.
So it's 99% for sure got to be him. But if he did it for the essence of that program, he is significantly more sick than obviously he's been letting on, which we've all been talking about that for at least a year now, if not more. But the fact that somebody pulled some strings to get him experimental drugs, what does that say?
I don't know.
I'm sorry if I look like I'm expressing glee.
No, don't be sorry, dude. You're okay.
I'm excited for science, Nick.
You're working, of course, dude. Yeah. Let's just keep in mind, dude, that Trump, he's talked about these experimental drugs in the past, and I don't know if he really understands how all of these compassionate, the controversy over how the compassionate use for these drugs that haven't been approved work. But this was him talking about speeding up some of these drugs to get to patients that need them desperately before FDA approval.
He's pointing at himself throughout the speech.
Watch this clip, dude.
10 years, we, by the way, we think we've cut it in half, but you do need a period of time. Without waiting many, many years, we know the drug works because we've taken people that were dead. We had a person given the last rites, gone. The kids are crying and started them on this drug, and the person became better. It works, and some don't work. But you learn really fast. It's called the ultimate test, I think, right? They test all these things. They use animals all over the place. They use everything to test. Person's going to die.
Presidents, animals, the person wasn't dead and something brought, come on. This person was dead and he popped right back up.
I mean, listen, there could be some things that a miracle drug could do well with, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, whatever the hell's going on with Trump, we know his cankles are indications of something more serious. We know the hand bruising is. We have talked with doctors that have said aspirin will not cause that sort of bruising for blood thinning. Like you'd have to be on severe blood thinners, which you'd only be on if it's a real issue. And now Trump, who we've also heard waxing eloquent about getting into heaven, like the concept of his mortality has been on his mind a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, experimental drug approved for the president. Now I shudder to think, what if this is some like miracle drug and now he lives to be 130?
Well, like we've always said, I mean, if the guy does live a long time, he's going to have to live to watch all of his shit unfold and prison and all that shit. So
Right.
it doesn't matter one way or another. Yes,
It's true.
Every drug is like this, dude, where, there is some testing done and stuff like that. But the big news is that, it sounds like it was pretty much Trump, dude. So, yeah, I think he is sicker than he's admitting to for sure. So we'll see what happens.
And
He's
it's
never
also-
going to admit it.
No, I mean, even when he dies, I'm not convinced they're going to actually acknowledge what happened.
Yeah.
They're going to say he was, helping orphans or something.
Yeah. Died a hero.
Right. But yeah, we shall see. This is another indication, too, of Trump using his power for special privileges because obviously no one else got access. I mean, only one person in America and described to a T Trump. So this is, just another example of him using his, his power to self-enrich or self-heal.
Skip the line.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens, dude. But, yeah, kind of funny that, you would think that the president would have so much power and so much sway with Eli Lilly that he could be like, just don't put it on you're not going to get in trouble. Just don't put it on the list at all that a 79-year-old male has for this. Like, just give it to me.
Exactly. And as Fly to Sky is pointing out here, not shocking at all, he was likely taking experimental drugs during COVID. Now, that's a great point because I think we actually do know that when he got airlifted, when he got COVID, they did give him some experimental drugs. And that was done because he was seriously sick with COVID. So if he is yet again getting an experimental drug, means he's very sick with something. So
Yes. Yeah.
that's all I'm going to say.
Have to see if that med bed proves to be true, dude. Remember the med bed?
Yes. Sometimes I forget we're on the internet now. I still think we're on
you
radio.
can't dance in the
That
background.
the dance of joy I was just doing, that was unrelated to the topic at hand.
Sick, Steve. Very sick. Well, other big things are happening. We just got a vote on this, the War Powers Resolution Act. Did you see that just passed?
It passed the Senate.
Yes.
I don't think it's passed the House, right?
No.
And the good news, who voted for it, but who voted against it?
Well, you know what? Who voted against it? Yeah. We did have one person that, I guess it doesn't surprise me, John Fetterman voted against it. What is wrong with head injury Fetterman?
Yeah. No, I think that nails it. I don't know if it's his head injury or his. I have no idea what the hell is wrong with Fetterman anymore. Used to be a fan of the guy, and I generally defend not dressing up at work, as you can probably all see here. But the way he walks around in his Carhartt hoodies and shit, shorts and stuff, it's ridiculous. But yeah, he yet again, every one of these war power resolutions, he's been the only Democrat to vote against it. And he even recently said he started criticizing Trump on the war in Iran, and he still voted against reining him in at all.
Yes. This was a great speech that Senator Chris Van Hollen gave to the Senate before the vote took place.
We should take a stand today and end this war, and we should finally start putting the interests of the American people ahead of costly and unnecessary conflicts. I want peace to prevail, and I hope this MOU becomes the foundation of a broader diplomatic settlement. But I also hope, colleagues, we will learn something from this needless tragedy. The calls for military adventurism, the promises of quick victory, the fantasies of regime change under the circumstances that were deployed, and the endless effort to undermine diplomacy led us directly to this disaster. And we should not repeat those mistakes.
Sure. It's all common sense. Good stuff, right? The way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I know somewhere in the whole Constitution, there's Congress having to authorize wars that Trump repeatedly has referred to it as a war. And obviously, this many months into it, it's a war. And what are we negotiating a settlement on if it's not a war? So,
Yeah. No, it's obvious, dude. So yeah, it is. Two Republicans did not vote, and there hasn't been anything put out as to why they didn't vote. But Mitch McConnell was one of them, and I can probably tell you why he didn't vote.
Yeah.
And then Dave McCormick. So two Republicans did not vote at all. So
Yeah, well, the crypt keeper wasn't going to let McConnell out of whatever cocoon he's living in right now.
yeah.
So that makes sense. And there was actually another good rebuke today of Trump by his own people. So this whole Save America Act, this, Trump's wet dream of legislation that will take control of all elections. Even though, again, in the whole Constitution, the states run elections, counties within states actually run elections. But Trump wants to be able to federalize and have some control over elections. And, further this bullshit that we have rigged elections or that people in California can vote with a gym membership card, like all of this complete garbage.
Yeah.
He's trying to get the Save America Act passed. And he recently said that he's not signing any other legislation for anything if this thing doesn't get passed. Well, today he got his today karma kind of bit him in the ass because the president was invited to the GOP senators' Wednesday lunch. So this is happening tomorrow to push for his number one priority, the Save America Act. But several outgoing Republicans, we'll talk about why they're outgoing in a second, who have clashed with Trump, said that they will be there to deliver him a reality check, that the bill ain't passing, so it's time to move on. So, Senator John Cornyn from Texas, who recently lost his bid for a fifth term because Trump endorsed his challenger, reiterated the votes are not there to pass this elections bill. He said, quote, I've been around here long enough and been through enough battles and counted enough votes to know that it doesn't just magically occur, no matter how much you wish it could happen, end quote, with a middle finger. Senators Tom Tillis and Bill Cassidy, both Republicans, both just got, primaried by Trump's choices. They said yesterday that they will be at the closed door lunch and they are going to urge Trump to turn the page on the Save America Act. Cassidy said, quote, I'm a co-sponsor of this, but it does not have the votes. And so it's time to talk about something else. And that is what you call shooting yourself in the foot, because those are two people that were supporting this bill until Trump primaried them with apparently no realization that they don't leave office the day after the primary. They're here through January.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now they're
stick around.
sabotaging his little thing there.
It's interesting, dude. I mean, some people know that when it's time to walk away and quit on something, you can only fight for so long and say, yeah, this is a great thing. If you aren't getting the support for it, yes, you do have to step away and be like, no, you know what? The people don't agree. So let's put an end to this, move on, make some progress elsewhere.
Right. No, it's hilarious. I mean, it was never a good idea to begin with. But the fact that, Republicans, mega types, former ones are standing up and telling them, no, bud, the votes aren't there. So just fucking move on already. And now the question is, will he read the writing on the wall and move on? Or is he just going to literally stymie everything for the next several months because he didn't get his way?
Well, I mean, he still hasn't given up on the 2020 election. So, yeah, no, I mean, he's not going to do that. He was, I told you he was over at the Mack truck plant and he was talking to people today. And this is kind of a funny clip. Someone over at Really American pulled this clip, but this is him talking about Spencer Pratt, and boy, was that a big deal that the Democrats are meddling once again, and the overwhelmingly Republican crowd just stays kind of quiet in this, dude. It's kind of funny to hear.
Sure.
Hey, did they screw the kid, Pratt? Boy, he's leading, and all of a sudden he's lost. And it was sort of interesting. The election, you ever see an election where they're 2.5 weeks in? An election that takes weeks to count the votes. But after the evening, it looked like he was going to win or certainly be in the runoff.
Yeah, right.
And then I started hearing rumors as the days went by, days and days went by, that Pratt is fading. He's fading. I said, they rigged the election.
Good. You're talking with proof once again. That's great.
Zero proof. I cannot believe a MAGA endorsed candidate lost in Los Angeles, where only
crazy. Who would have
15% of
thought?
voters are Republicans in good days.
Yeah. Who would have thought, dude?
Yes, and as we talked about before, if Democrats were going to rig the election, they would want Spencer Pratt in the mayor race. They don't want two Democrats running against each other, wasting campaign funds, shooting each other in the foot. So it would be a terrible way to rig an election, to shoot each other in the foot. But I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. He keeps talking about it, though, with no evidence. So, yes, will he ever let the SAVE Act go? No, there's no way he will.
Hey, real quick, I just want to comment on something. So, we have been watching the audience grow on this show for a while. And I said earlier, if you go to thevocalminority.net, you can email us. And a lot of people, including Sean, who's in the chat today, was commenting. It's been really great. He watches every show live. He's watching the audience grow. And I have noticed recently a sign of success for us, Nick.
Yeah? Well, fill me in, dude.
Well, what Ghost Walks here is saying, what hurts trolls the most is a lack of attention. So we have got a troll that has been showing up to multiple shows in a row. He's in the comments right now. Not going to read any of your bullshit, but I find it hilarious that we are living rent-free in mega trolls' heads, they keep coming back to the show week after week. So please, happily retired, whatever the fuck your name is, you fill our egos massively. You are a sign of the success of this show. The fact that you keep showing up here week after week to torture yourself with all of our liberal progressive talk, I find it fucking hilarious. So please don't go away. Please get more of your buddies. The more trolls, the more money we're making, the more audience we're hitting. So thank you for being a sign of the times.
And who knows? You got to listen to us for an hour every week. Maybe you'll start to think, I'm a fucking idiot, man. I've been fooled.
It's the old Howard Stern thing. The people that love him listen for an hour and a half. The people that hate him listen for 2.5 hours.
Yes.
Why? Because they all want to hear what he's going to say next. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, dude, my little niece, that's fantastic. Welcome all haters and trolls to the podcast. My little niece is in D.C. right now, and, she's 13 years old, okay? So she went over there for some school project that she got picked to go on, but she's going to be there for a week, and I was like, hey, go to the reflecting pool and give me a little video when you're there, because I just want to see it from someone I love, know, and trust, okay?
Yeah. Just don't tell her to take a piece of that paint.
Well, she told me when she was like, I got you a video and I touched the reflecting pool. I hope I'm okay. I was like, you put your hands in it? You were playing around? She was like, yes. And I was like, no, dude, don't do that. That's dangerous.
Yeah, no kidding. They arrested a former Olympian on that.
Yeah.
And any underage kids anywhere in Washington, D.C. makes me nervous. By the way, did you notice the Trump in that thing about Pratt? He said they screwed the kid. Listen, man, when you're on the Epstein file list, I would not use the phrase they screwed the kid. Okay?
Yeah.
Just have a little self-awareness.
Just shows you also how old he is as a president, because Spencer Pratt is a full-grown man. I mean, he's not a kid at all. So,
yes. Exactly.
But anyway, she sent me a 4-second video. It was so stupid. I mean, it was green and everything else, but it was just so quick. She was like, here you go. And, she couldn't have cared less. But the reason I bring it up is because, we're still having big problems with this reflecting pool. Whose fault is it? What does Trump think of it? What happened to it? So I've got a couple of videos that we'll go over here. Where he's obviously lying and contradicting himself. This is the first one where he is talking to the press in the Oval Office about the reflecting pool and what happened. Oh.
Mr. President, are the contractors who did the initial work with the reflecting pool, are they to blame for the current condition, or is it the vandals?
We had vandalism. No, vandals. We have I think 290, 300-foot slit right through it, probably a box cutter or a knife of some kind. Or we had people lifting up the basic, it's not a lot of damage, but we'll probably have to let the water out and refix it. They went in there with a knife. I was just told by the people over at Parks, they have 5 people are arrested and 5 people are under investigation right now. And it's a sad thing. And
National Guard and police have been all over the mall. How would these vandals have gotten so close to do something like that?
Do you have any proof of
I
the
mean,
slit?
we didn't have a lot of them then. Who would think that somebody would go into a pool and take a knife and start cutting it?
But do you have proof of that? That they
Yeah,
used the
we
knife?
have
You have
proof.
photos or videos?
Well, let's put it this way. When you have a 350, I think it's 350, not 250, a 350-foot slit from one end to the other, you think that's proof? You think that's proof?
No. We've been down there today looking for that slit that you mentioned, and
Well,
there's no evidence of
all
it.
you'd have to do is see the Parks Department. They'll show it to you. See the secretary.
Listen, again, if you are a mega sycophant out there, if you are buying any of that garbage, that vandals, I mean, we did see people dumping chemicals in the pool. We did see a bunch of assholes driving cars on the reflecting pool. So,
Yes.
yeah, there were some vandals that did some damage out there. But if you think some Antifa frog costume guy shows up in the middle of the night to a place that is heavily already under surveillance, as Tim here is pointing out, I mean, there's so many people have pointed out there are 24/7 cameras on that place everywhere. So your theory is somebody waded into that pool with a box cutter and then just walked 350 feet. And by the way, if somehow that was true, there would be a visible slat. Like you can't just perfectly cut this, the covering. Like
Not one of the National Guard was like, knife, like not one of them, dude. Come on.
And I don't know if you got the video or not, but do we know what Trump said a month ago about the pool?
No, I don't have that.
Trump says that vandals destroyed the reflecting pool with a box cutter, despite saying a month ago that you could not possibly cut the covering with a knife. He was bragging about how great it was. Like, this is high quality, durable material. You couldn't even cut it with a knife. And now here he is a month later, like, yeah, somebody cut it with a knife. Yeah.
So good, dude. This is him. So that was yesterday. Today, the math isn't mathing. People are wondering, like, you have proof of this? Like, so here he is answering questions under an umbrella on the 23rd of June.
You mentioned yesterday that the Interior Department has video and photos. We reached out to them and they haven't shared it with us. Are you going to compel them to release
They've
it?
arrested, I think, 6 people on the reflecting pool. So the reflecting pool looks fantastic. I just got pictures of it. It's beautiful. But somebody went in with a knife and cut it. They cut it up good. And then they cut a 350-foot slip in the form of lots of little slips, real horrible stuff. And they destroyed the grass. We put a brand new big load of grass out there. They destroyed it. So it's all being fixed. But it's a shame. So I understand 5 or 6 people are arrested. The Interior Department can refer to you on that. And I hear they have 6 people under investigation.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Nick's niece is one of them. So.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure she's not coming home. Dude, this is crazy to me that he just gets to say this shit. And, I mean, we can sit here and laugh at him, but this MAGA base is like fucking Antifa. Who would go in and break our reflecting pool? Trump derangement syndrome, Like,
I mean, the picture he posted of the frog costume person, like, make algae great again or whatever. Like, I mean, if you believe that, take a good hard look in the mirror. And by the way, they just added today AI surveillance cameras around the reflecting pool. I'm not even sure what an AI surveillance camera is as opposed to a regular one, but there already were several out there, not to mention the National Guard that he's deployed all over the city. So, sure.
Yeah,
but
I
now
think
we're going to magically get a picture of you and me out there cutting it with AI that we can trust.
Right, yeah. And I think the AI surveillance cameras are supposed to be so they can do like facial recognition, all that kind of stuff for you.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, they have stuff going on out there. You brought up the frog that he posted a picture of. Yeah. This was
the AI is identified. His first name is Kermit, so we've got that.
Yes, and we got him. We got him. He's got a mistress named Miss Piggy. Right. Listen, one of your favorite guys, Dan Bongino. Does a podcast. Steve loves Dan Bongino, but this guy is so easy to troll. This is from the Dan Bongino podcast.
Okay.
I told you, like, they've lost their freaking minds. Producer Jim found this last night. There's an actual, like, charitable organization out there that obsessed with the algae at the reflective. I couldn't believe it. When I saw this, I'm like, no way this is real. Check this out. Tell me if you think this is real. Take a look.
I don't.
Algae, let's go!
We at the Algae Salvation Society are on a mission to preserve the suffocating and gross effects of algae in the reflecting pool, just to stick it to Donald Trump.
Be careful, there's a Nazi! Be careful, there's a Nazi!
As leftist lunatics, we must ignore common sense solutions to make things in our nation's capital beautiful and encourage things like algae blooms and pond scum to destroy anything good Trump tries to do.
Algae is doing good today, honey. Team Algae, we're sweethearts. Everybody's proud of you.
At ASS, we are Team Algae because anything that is good for President Trump and the rest of the country is bad for us.
Yeah, algae.
Join us in saving the algae because at the Algae Salvation Society, we are all ass.
They really should have thought through the name. Ass? They're all ass. You couldn't think of a different name? Maybe the Algae Preservation Society, apps instead of ass? Producer Jim found it. Hot tip, Producer Jim. But the lady with the pink hair in the pool celebrating the algae is real. These people are crazy.
Listen, John Bon Jovi or Dan Bongino, I'm sorry. Listen, it's called ass because we're making an ass out of you, and you're a dumbass if you don't understand satire and sarcasm. Like, that is freaking hilarious. And no, I've not seen that. And you can tell by the look on his bald face there that, yeah, he actually believes that's real.
Dude, you should have seen the comments, though. I thought it was sad he believed it, but then I started going through the comments, obviously, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, dude. All these sycophants, all these MAGA heads think that this is real, and they're like, they are so sick, ruining this country. And I'm just like, boy, you guys don't know humor, satire.
They are gullible by definition, especially any of the people still hanging on right now. When Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones and all these Senator Cornyn, like when these people have given up on Trump and you're still hanging in there, you are the definition of a cult member, of a boot-licking sycophant that doesn't understand critical thinking. That you think the ass organization is a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that part's funny, but what is not funny, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we now have multiple dead ducks that have been. And, we said that on day one when they were out there dumping the hydrogen peroxide. And a lot of wildlife actually still gets in that thing and swims around. Right. So we heard a day or so ago that one little dead duckling had been pulled out of there. Well, now 2 more dead ducks were found near the reflecting pool. The animals were discovered floating in a pond at the Constitution Gardens at the National Mall, just a short distance from the reflecting pool. The birds were recovered Sunday. They're going to run tests and all that. But this now makes multiple dead ducks. And it's funny because we're going to make Donald Trump a lame duck. So there's a theme going on here. But it's not cool. I mean, actual wildlife is, of course, now dying because they're sucking up the chemicals that they dumped in there that every pool expert has said won't kill the algae anyways.
Yeah. Ask the Parks Department, dude. They're out there, doing big things. Donald Trump doesn't care. He doesn't care about these animals, dude.
Of course not. But, it's having real effects out there. And as much as I would like to stop talking about this reflecting pool, this thing's going to keep trending for a while now because, he is saying that he's going to drain this and start over, dump presumably another 14 million into it. And the guy that owns the Green Water Services, the company he hired, the comic book looking villain,
the Penguin.
He broke it to Trump today that there's zero chance this will be done by July 4th. And that was their entire reason for trying to cram this thing through.
So good.
And the other funny part was there was this lawsuit against doing the reflecting pool renovations. It got, defeated, but they refiled and they put a whole just scathing language in there about this is why you don't fast track contracts. This is why you consult experts. You get multiple companies to bid and tell you why they're doing this, that, because otherwise you fuck stuff up.
Yes.
And the joke I've been seeing of Donald Trump defeated by a single cell organism, he was defeated by something with superior intellect.
Yes.
And while all of this is funny, it is the shit show, the swamp show that we're all having to endure.
I love it for him. I love it for us, dude. I love the fact that, yes, I think this was a distraction. It started out to be that way. Now, I guess it's turned into a distraction because, we're still not talking about the Epstein files, but I predicted a long time ago, Epstein files are done. They're closed. They're locked. They're done. So, yeah, I'm going to continue to watch the reflecting pool. I'm going to continue to celebrate his failures. And, I think that what's that show that they used to, renovate a house for somebody in like 48 hours, $1 Million Makeover or something like that is
There
what
were
it was.
7,000 of them. So, yes.
Yes. But we saw like, oh, it's fun to see like stuff look bad and then it looks good. But all of that shit fell apart too, because quality, good work takes expertise and it takes time and it takes patience. Obama tried to do a lot with this pool and replaced the filtering system, replaced a lot of stuff in it, and, took a lot of shit for it after the fact. I didn't ever hear of it before.
Oh, yeah. No, spot on. I mean, there's such a long list going on of things we're just never going to hear about again. And the Epstein files, probably on that list. I mean,
yes,
there's a chance someday. Listen, people, in all seriousness, we have a chance for accountability come this November. We can make him a lame duck. We can get Democrats to take over these oversight committees. There can be real investigations. And I am more than willing to bet, Steve, prediction time, everybody. If Trump gets his ass kicked in the midterms, there will be multiple Republicans that will go into self-preservation mode and realize, like, the ship has sailed. You had 2 years to prove your mega agenda. It's completely failed. So there could be the votes to not only impeach him, but remove him from office. Third time's the charm,
I sure hope, dude. I saw a couple of things. Caroline Leavitt made a comeback. She's made an appearance. She got together with Sean Hannity. And he said, I cut him out of the video because it's just shit we already know. He's, talking about James Tallarico's a freak and all these, how are we going to do in the midterms is basically what he asks Caroline Leavitt. Her answer goes on for a minute and a half. I'll cut it off when you give me the nod because it is just repetitive shit that I've heard over and over, and I wonder if people are tired of this on that MAGA side, okay?
Okay.
Does the president, has he spoken about what he plans to do in terms of heading into these uncharted midterm elections coming up in November?
He plans to win.
It's very clear what President Trump stands for because he's delivered on it. Secure borders, deporting the worst of the worst, violent, illegal alien murderers and rapists from our country, cutting taxes, which he did nearly 1 year ago. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary.
So this continues, dude, for another minute, just for, a list of his pseudo good work that he's done throughout the last year.
Right. She's wearing such heavy lipstick to cover up the orange bronzer that are all over her lips.
She is.
His bumhole.
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking crazy.
So I see that and I think to myself, Steve, aren't people tired of this? Aren't people like my idiot brother that I love with all my heart? But you're an idiot sometimes, dude. Aren't people tired to say, you know what, like it's the same old shit, like, when they would go to the rallies and they'd say, like, bring back the hits, like, we want to lock her up, we want all that shit, like, it's not fun anymore, is what I'm saying.
I think you're onto something, which is why some of these desperate troll types are just trying to cling on to the glory days. Like there was a time where we kicked your ass in the election and we thought we were going to do such great things, and it's the definition of living in denial. So it's funny. I mean, at least Levitt's getting paid. You fucktard trolls out there, like, you're getting nothing for this, but, the embarrassment of being on the wrong side of history and watching the entire country just form around you in either a fuck you sort of circle or turning their backs to, like, I wasn't part of this. I didn't vote for this.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be such a trend over the upcoming years of people that will never admit they voted for this shit.
Yeah. Oh, completely. They'll just remain quiet about it, Then I wonder, dude, Kamala Harris went on Don Lemon's show and he asked her a question and she answered it. And I was just like, this can't be the Democratic Party and where we are and how we are going to win the next election.
Oh, boy.
I wonder if you agree with me.
Okay.
Now, what's your case for hope then?
I believe that when we feel powerless, we are powerless. And when we feel powerful, we are powerful. We each have light inside of us.
Oh, boy.
And we need to know that that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves. And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual to dampen that light, and instead let that light kind of carry us, in particular through moments of darkness, that we not only act on that hope, but we inspire that hope in each other.
Listen, dude. So
quite the word salad.
Everything that she's saying, I mean, it has some truth to it. But, dude, this is not how we are going to win the election, right?
If we feel powerful, we are powerful. If the light shines, it will blind.
It's bright.
Listen, Kamala, love you. You're an amazing human. You've done good work. But we are not the mega people. You get one chance at the Oval Office. You lost, okay? So, no. You go to the back of the line. If you can somehow convince the primaries to put you at the front, then kudos to you. But nope, I'm sorry.
We're not going to win with that. I mean, there was a part of Kamala's run for the office that I found to be inspiring because we haven't seen inspiration in so long. And I know that my wife liked it, and I saw people getting fired up, but it has to be more substantive than that. You know, so
like Glenn says here, sounds too much like a Miss America answer.
Yes,
I mean, it's true. Kamala, love you. And I mean, honestly, all Democrats out there that are going to run for the Oval Office, like, we have to be a little bit more than just we're not Donald Trump. That may actually just be enough because he is fucked up so badly. We may simply just have to say we're not that guy. But come on, people, we have a chance to actually redirect our momentum and do some good things. Right. So I really hope that as the primaries get into full swing and all that, we start to have an agenda other than that guy's an idiot. Because he is. And that's going to get us pretty far. but
we need to have more on top of that. We do.
Exactly. So yeah, fun.
You got something?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, on this topic of Trump just utterly disrespecting America, are you aware that he just tried to fist America?
No.
Yes.
I didn't feel anything.
Well, he's not gentle. Thankfully, someone talked him out of it, apparently. But you know this arch that he's trying to build?
Trump de Arch, yes.
The Trump de l'Arch. Get this. According to this new book, which Regime Change, I cannot wait to get a copy of this thing, because last show we talked about some of these amazing tidbits in it, and just more and more keeps coming out. Donald Trump had a plan to make one of his vanity projects a little more vulgar, according to this new book. The 80-year-old president discussed with aides whether it would be feasible to add a giant fist on top of the Arc de Trump.
That's a fucking joke.
It is not a joke. He wanted it to be an homage to the Butler, Pennsylvania thing. Sure. So they had serious discussions behind closed doors about whether or not they could put a giant fucking, golden fist on top of this thing.
That is unreal, dude. That is unbelievable.
I guess I do love that there's some ideas that somebody was just like, a giant fist. I mean, the metaphors write themselves. But fisting America. So someone did talk him out of it. Hallelujah.
Yeah, well, we should vote for that guy for president. Whoever talked him out of it.
No, someone in MAGA world, so no, definitely not.
Well, speaking of someone in MAGA world that could be running for to be president the next time around, J.D. Vance sat down. He was on his big book tour, and people seem to be giving him a little space to talk about his book and maybe even give him some grace and compassion, which I say, fuck no, dude. This guy completely...
Is he a Make-A-Wish kid now?
Right. Well, I mean, I think people are, trying to say like, oh, you know what? Maybe you're not as bad as Trump. Maybe you're more reasonable, but...
You're as bad, if not worse, because you're a sycophant supporting him. That gave up on his ideologies, that threw his wife under the bus. Like, you might be worse.
Completely. He sat down. He did a lot of interviews for this book tour, but I think he was sitting down with the New York Times maybe for this interview. But he was asked a question about how Christianity aligns with Donald Trump and that cabinet.
It doesn't. But okay.
What is Christian about the second Trump administration?
Well, I mean, I think that we have pursued a series of economic policies. Certainly the tax policy, that if you look at it, the distributional effects are much more focused on the middle than they are on the top compared to previous Republican administrations. It's too early to say because we're only a year and a half into it, but I think the wage growth numbers in the Trump administration suggest that we're rebuilding the kind of dignity of middle class work and the wages that come along with it.
Wage growth before the Iran war started.
Yeah, no,
right?
100%. There has been an increase in inflation over the last few months related to the conflict in Iran. But fundamentally, if you get the wage growth numbers right, even though you're going to have shocks that exist in the economy, if the wage growth is strong, eventually that will produce better outcomes for people.
It also seems to me, let's be honest, the tone of the administration is not consistently a Christian tone. There is a tone of aggressive uncharity to people who aren't on board with the administration's policies.
So on the tone thing, it's very hard to rebut this because it's like fundamentally unfalsifiable. Because for every clip that you could show me of me or the president or some cabinet secretary saying something that in your view is unchristian, I could show you another few clips of us doing something or saying something that is like very Christian. The nature of political communication in the era of mass media is that sometimes people are going to say jokes that are taken out of context.
Good try.
It's an excellent try. Yeah. I love that he immediately laughed when asked, what is Christian about the Trump administration? He laughs out loud. And yeah, I would challenge you. Show me a bunch of clips of Obama sounding like some hedonist, please. Not only has the Trump administration been murdering people, self-enriching, eating shitty. How many of the 7 deadly sins does Trump embody on a daily basis?
7.
And worshiping the golden idols and all that. I would challenge you to find anything that is Christian-like about them. Whatever context you want to try to put it in or out of there, JD, except for these cult-like prayer circles, people speaking in tongues on the White House lawn. If you want to call that Christian, then maybe. Otherwise, you're not. When the Pope is against you, don't try to tell me how fucking religious you are.
Right. Yeah, completely. Come on. This is a joke, dude. Just look at everything that happened in Minnesota. Everything that they do goes against Christian teachings. So, that's an impossible question to answer with a straight face. And J.D. Vance couldn't even do it, although he gave it a good try.
Excellent try. And never forget the USAID, the Doge cut. There are estimates of hundreds of thousands of people that have died. And I think 60% of them were children because this was aid that we were providing that we just cut off. And then when we cut it off, other countries were like, we can't fill that gap. We're going to just reduce or cut ours too, like the United Kingdom did.
Right.
Look up the part in the Bible. Highlight that for me where it just says, fuck the poor because we want to spend $15 million on a green reflecting pool.
Yeah. Green reflecting pool, the UFC fight. All the shit that he's put into place that we're like, what is this all about? The ballroom, that's Christian though.
Yes.
My thought is they were going to hold church services at the ballroom so they could be tax free, so they could create an organization that was just tax exempt.
Let me just throw this in real quick because I've been sitting on the story for like 2 weeks. I just never get to it. But talk about being religious. Graves are being dug up to make way for a new Trump golf course.
He's done that in the past too, hasn't he? This isn't the first time. Didn't he move his wife or something to a golf course?
He buried his first wife at his golf course. So I don't know if they're moving that one, but this is going on in Vietnam. They have bought, the Trump organization has bought a lot of land there to build a freaking golf course in Vietnam. The Financial Times reported that grave sites in the Huy Nguyen province have begun to be demolished so that bodies could be exhumed ahead of the construction on the $1.5 billion leisure development. Trump's son Eric called the new resort the envy of all of Asia. Hongdu, I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong, 72, was given approximately $2,600 in exchange for removing his son and his parents' remains. He told a local newspaper, "It's painful. I'm outraged by the compensation price. The grave of my great-grandparents has been there since 1967, before the establishment of Vietnam. So why should I have to move my dead ancestors so the Trumps can build a golf course?" Very Christian-like.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that does seem very Christian-like. My gosh, dude.
This I remember though when Obama did this, when he dug up a bunch of graves.
Of course, dude, yeah. Bone spur Obama. You know, he got out of Vietnam once. Now he's kicking him in the ass again.
Right.
Wow. There's nothing Christian about this, and whoever his religious leader, Paula, I can't remember her name. I mean, she's crazy. She's been in trouble for doing a lot of stuff that's not very religious either. So we're not idiots. Hey, dude, let me see where we should go here. Oh, I thought this was such a telling clip, dude, of a guy standing in the Oval Office, and it's his turn to talk. He gets a fact mixed up, and watch what happens here. This just gives you a little insight into Trump's brain, I think.
Chris Wright, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So 141 years ago, Albert Einstein, 121 years ago, Albert Einstein published a paper
Nobody cares.
Good point, good point.
I never go back. I just, and usually they won't catch you. But.
So telling.
Quiet part out loud, dude. You don't have to say the right numbers. I mean, they just keep going.
Exactly. No one cares. No one will catch you. No one will just make up numbers. Wow. That was extremely telling of his mindset.
And all of those bastards sit behind him and just yuck it up, just laugh it off.
Yes. Listen, facts and numbers do matter, especially when you're running a government. And that is just freaking embarrassing. I mean, he didn't even have to say anything. But as we pointed out so many times, his mashed potato brain, he just does not have a filter anymore.
No.
So he's constantly saying the quiet part out loud. And that, good clip, because that is very telling of his mindset. Who cares? Just say a number. Nobody knows. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it doesn't. They hardly ever catch you. And when they do, it doesn't seem to matter. It's fine.
Wow. Epic.
Pretty crazy.
A quick weird story for you.
Please.
Remember a couple of months back, we had the fighter pilot shot down in Iran.
Yeah,
it was like the serious thing where we didn't know for a day or so if the guy was alive or what was going on. So that U.S. pilot who was rescued after his plane was shot down in Iran chillingly recalled being swarmed by Iranian drones that moved together in unison, as he said, in a jellyfish-like formation. Quote, multiple drones interconnected and moving as one, with smaller drones below the bigger drones like legs. Real alien shit, he apparently told when he was being debriefed. This is the F-15 pilot, shared this alarming encounter, and it raises pretty serious questions about what sort of drone technology you guys got over there. Because I know when you see like the fireworks shows that the drones all go in unison, but you don't ever see military drones doing that. It's a one drone that's loaded with explosives and they ram it into something. But he's saying that Iran's got drone technology where a wall of swarming drones moving in unison potentially took him out. They have not released officially what took down the plane, but the pilot himself is saying, like, I think that had something to do with it. I flew into a jellyfish-like swarm of Iranian drones that pilot has never seen or heard of before.
Dude, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. The warfare has completely changed, and how frightening it is. I don't doubt it at all, because you have seen this shit at concerts, so you know they have that ability on a public level. But to use it in war, I mean, can you imagine how terrifying that would be to come out that with a plane and just be like, oh, I can't get past that?
Absolutely. And we know that some of the bases over there were hit by drones. I mean, it's gone from like either big F-15 planes or big old bombs, nuclear weapons, down to these little itty bitty things that they can smack some explosives on and just manipulate its way in there. Like, it is a scary new age. But yeah, if Iran's got walls of drones swarming our planes, like, again, I don't think you knew what you were getting yourselves into when you decided to attack this country.
Jon Stewart had a great interview on yesterday, and it was the folks who wrote that book that you're interested in reading,
Regime Change.
Regime Change. They were talking about how Trump oftentimes talks about the gut feeling is above anything else that he decides to make action on. And this Iran war was one of the things that he was told, nope, not a good idea. They don't have this. We don't need to do that. And he was like, yeah, I got a gut feeling. I got, let's go to war. So,
and he publicly said that at the start of this.
Yeah,
I got a gut feeling. I had intuition. I don't care what the intelligence says, what these generals say. Like,
yeah, who cares about all that stuff, dude? But yeah, he didn't know about a thing called the Strait of Hormuz at that point in time, and didn't know what they were capable of. This was just yesterday. If I asked ChatGPT today, hey, Chat, good morning. Is the Strait of Hormuz open today? You could just ask him stuff like that, and the answers will change because
you just burn 37 trees asking him that question.
Right. That's right. But I'd rather ask Chat than ask Trump because this is what he had to say.
At least AI has some.
I just want to say before we introduce a couple of the people, we're doing very well with respect to the Hormuz Strait. We took in more oil yesterday than has ever gone through the strait. You probably see that we have an oil gusher. The strait is totally open. You know that, and we're negotiating. We'll see how that all goes. But we have two things: we have an open strait, and we have a country that will never have a nuclear weapon. Will never, ever have a nuclear weapon.
We got a gusher on our hands here, Steve. Let's just fact check that. The Strait of Hormuz is apparently somewhat open, but
more than ever, he said, more than ever.
The claim that more oil moved yesterday than ever before is not supported at all. The reporting describes an increase from recent lows, but prior to the conflict, there's been several times that more oil came through the Strait of Hormuz.
Of course.
So,
just like the clip you played before, he doesn't care about numbers, facts, or information.
No.
He just likes to lie because his gullible sheep love to lap it up.
Yes.
And Trump is a fan of the Strait of Hormuz, but I'm not a fan of the gay of Hormuz. Trans Hormuz for everyone.
Trans for everyone. While he says the Strait of Hormuz is open, ChatGPT says, open does not mean back to normal. Ships are moving, but with lingering security concerns, mixed messages, and caution from shippers, it's at about 25%. So
right. Trump is like a hardcore gambler that just lost $100,000, and their entire goal is to just get that $100,000 back.
Yeah. That's a good analogy.
I just want to erase the epic damage I did to myself. The thought of getting ahead of $100,000, that's absurd. But can I please just get the money back? And what happens to most gamblers? Did they win all the money back ever?
No, they don't.
The house always wins.
Yeah, that's how they stay in business. The only one who's ever bankrupted a casino is Trump. So
right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not how it works.
He's also, by the way, ruining the name Donald.
As far as what goes, for Duck or Mr. Duck or who?
I do feel bad for Donald Duck, but parents don't want to call their children Donald anymore, according to a new Social Security Administration data report. The name peaked in 1934, way before him, obviously. Yeah. 30,000 American babies were named Donald back then. It stayed in the top 100 names for decades to come. The name ranked at 263 on the list in 2004 during his Apprentice peak, because, he's just a fucking game show host.
Yep.
It fell to number 415 in 2013 when Trump was put in the WWE Hall of Fame, slipped to 489 in 2016 during his presidential run, ticked up a notch during the first year of his first term, actually. But then it has now fallen more than 200 ranks. By 2025, it was number 690 on the list of most popular names. And get this fun fact. In Florida, Trump's home state, and this is Florida we're talking about, just 21 kids were named Donald last year.
Wow. You would have to think that right there, more than anywhere else, would be the place where they would be called Donald.
Exactly. Donald Mar-a-Lago Smith or whatever. So
does that include Dons? Like, like Don Knotts,
maybe someone's naming their kid Donnie and not Donald. Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah, maybe.
It's nice of you to try to salvage his fragile ego.
Yeah.
But no, he's ruined the Donald name. And as his kids are going to figure out eventually, he's ruined the Trump name too.
Well, let me see, dude. There could be a lot more pregnancies coming around, so maybe more Donalds will hit the market in the next year. Let's give you the main bullet points of this. The Trump administration cutting $67 million from teen pregnancy prevention grants.
I thought they were all about abstinence only. Come on.
No, dude. The administration quietly, that's why you're only hearing it here first, terminated 53 of the 67 teen pregnancy prevention program grants, amounting to about $67 million in funding cuts. The grants were all part of a federal effort to support evidence-based programs aimed at reducing teen pregnancy. Those are all gone, so good news for people in the adoption market.
More Christian-like behavior, right?
Yeah, for sure, dude. Let's take care and educate. Okay?
Oh, I thought you were playing a video.
No, I'm just saying.
I just wanted to absorb that moment for a second here. Yeah,
sure.
Well, fun stuff.
You want to hear briefly just from our good friend Aaron Parness, because something else happened today that I hadn't heard until just this afternoon.
Sure. We love the Parnesses here.
There we go. Go, Aaron, go.
We have breaking news right now. The United States Supreme Court has allowed the Trump administration to officially resume third country removals, which means essentially removing undocumented migrants to countries where they are not from, like South Sudan. The Trump administration can now do it with limited notice. This is a 6-3 decision. 3 justices dissented. As you can guess, it's Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson, the 3 liberal justices on the bench. The 6 conservative justices were in the majority. Justice Sotomayor wrote, "In matters of life or death, it is best to proceed with caution. In this case, the government took the opposite approach. It wrongfully deported one plaintiff to Guatemala, even though an immigration judge found he was likely to face torture. Then, in clear violation of a court order, deported 6 more to South Sudan, a nation the State Department deems too unsafe for all but its most critical personnel." Sotomayor finishes off by saying, "Respectfully, but regretfully, I dissent."
It's more of the Christian behavior from this administration, dude.
I want to make sure everyone understands a third-party country. That means if you're like Mexican, they're deporting you to Africa or something. Like they're deporting you to a country you have no ties, affiliation with, or anything else. I mean, it's essentially a death sentence, or at least a drop you off in the middle of nowhere to sort of F you kind of thing.
Completely. No language, no friends, no family, no means to eat or make money. Like, yeah, I mean,
it's crazy. So I put out a new video today for Really American. It's probably up about now. It's about packing the Supreme Court. You know, some idiots on Fox Business News did this whole tangent about how the Democrats are talking about packing the Supreme Court, and we're going to pack it with a whole bunch of flaming liberals. And, you know, Ro Khanna, Cory Booker, a few Democrats have brought up the idea of packing the court. But, you know, people like Mark Kelly, Gavin Newsom, people that might be presidential, you know, contenders, they are actually against packing the Supreme Court. But I've said this before, but I just really feel like we do need to pack the court, quote unquote, but not partisanly.
Right.
We have got to pack it to even it out.
Yeah.
So if one administration appoints 3 conservatives, you got to do 3 liberals. Like, for the love of God, people, we have so much partisan politics in our system already in the other 2 branches of government. The Supreme Court, for all of us, for the mega types, for the flaming liberals, they're supposed to be a neutral arbiter of what is right and wrong in the justice system. We are not supposed to appoint people based on political affiliations. We are watching what is happening when you do that.
Yeah.
So the Supreme Court just simply has to go back to being an actual blind. That's the reason that statue has a blindfold on. It's supposed to be blind when it comes
Blind
to justice.
justice. That's
Not
right.
peeking out to see if you're a Democrat or a Republican. And by the way, if a Democrat did win, or when the next Democrat wins in 28, if they did say we're going to stack it the other way, I would be on the show railing on them. Like, stop it. Partisan politics is everywhere. We don't need it in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So check out that video and comment below.
Definitely will. I haven't seen it, so I will go check it out along with all our friends here on the chat. Thanks for listening to the podcast today, guys. Thanks for getting vocal.
Yeah, absolutely. Good turnout today. And yes, you guys are the vocal minority, so we appreciate it. And even the trolls hanging out today. Like I said earlier, it's a sign of the times, sign of success for us. I love driving trolls crazy by primarily ignoring them while simply making them sit here and listen to our show. So thank you to those guys. But a huge thanks to the actual fans of the show. As Sean pointed out, like, you know, it's growing and it's growing. So please like this content, share it, share all the Really American stuff. The channel is rapidly growing, but also the Aaron Parnesses and the Midas Touch and Brian Tyler Cohen, like these independent media voices, give them as much amplification as you can.
Indeed. That's how we continue to show big waves into the midterms. And remember, Vote blue no matter who. It's just how it's got to be done. Sorry.
Yeah.
And check out our webpage, thevocalminority.net. We'll join your company once again on Friday, y'all.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.